I'd like to think anyone in my seat would have done the same thing. I was in 10F, the window seat of the emergency aisle, on the right side of the plane. I fly for business every other week and I try to get a seat with extra legroom. I'm not a nervous flyer, in fact, I was napping as we took off. A few minutes after takeoff came a loud explosion like a car backfiring. The plane jolted and there was a smell of burning machinery. Everybody gasped and there were a few screams. Looking out of the window, I could see us rollicking back and forth. We were so high up, the houses looked like toys and the cars like ants. But we weren't falling, so I thought, okay, one of our engines has blown, but we have another engine, we're returning to LaGuardia, the pilot has everything under control. I didn't realize that both engines had failed. It was eerily quiet, everyone was assessing the situation. It soon became obvious we weren't going to LaGuardia, we were headed for the water, and I started thinking this could be it. I thought about my wife, Tessa, and our 2 children, Adeline, nearly 3, and C, who was 12 weeks, and I tried to make peace. Then I heard the announcement, "This is the captain, brace for impact," and everything suddenly got very clear. I had to stop thinking about death and start thinking about what I was going to do once the pilot landed in the water. "You sat in this seat," I thought, "you've got to get this door open." At about 300 feet, I started reading the instructions. There were 6 steps, and I read them 2 or 3 times, testing myself on each step and trying to envision myself opening the door. We were headed for the water fast. I cinched my seatbelt tighter and tighter, and balled myself up over my overcoat. Then we hit the water. It felt like the worst car wreck you could imagine. We bounced and skidded to a halt. A lot of people had bloodied noses or eyes from hitting the seat in front of them, but my first thought was, this plane is sinking, we have to get everybody off as soon as possible. Someone next to me was trying to pull the door in and I said, "No, it's got to go out." Thankfully, I just read that. I knew people would rush to the emergency exit, so if it had jammed there would have been a pile-up. I managed to get the door open and I grabbed the hand of a woman sitting next to me, Jenny. We walked out onto the wing, holding each other for support, the initial blast of cold air hitting us. The waves were lapping over the wing and it was sinking lower. We pushed as far along as we could to make room for other people. I heard later that people at the back were shoving and pushing as the plane started to fill up with water, but on the wing everyone was helping each other. It was freezing, and nobody had a jacket. Some people were submerged up to their waists. I was thinking, okay, now we're going to drown. We're going to die of hypothermia and to drown.